And so how do you know the whole town knows about Rhonda having something to do with your sister's death?
There was just because there was just too many people involved and people talk, and it wasn't hard. It's just not hard to figure out. People saw what happened.
How long before your sister died did Rhonda take out a life insurance policy on Rhonda?
It was weeks, but just a few weeks, a couple weeks before. I'm not for sure. It was anywhere from 2 to 5 weeks. I'm not exactly for sure on the date.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
1 month? 1 month before she dies?
It was weeks before it happened. It was just because I remember my sister talking to my mom, and I overheard her speaking about it, and it's just she took out an insurance policy on my sister, but not her other two siblings.
How does your sister ultimately? How does she die?
She died like so many hours later, but even the doctors know that the blood was dry, so they didn't call an ambulance right away. There was a cleanup effort. The scenes were cleaned. I've got people that come to my family that, off the record, and said how it was a sloppy investigation, and pretty much it was just a cover-up because Rhonda, had an image of Jimmy in a compromising situation.
Oh, what image is that? I mean,
they partied together.
So Jimmy's doing drugs?
Yeah, they partied together, and he was passed out, and they had a picture of him with his cuffs and like cuffs and his badge, and
Is it a sex picture?
Yeah,
a drug and sex picture?
Yeah.
Do you have a copy of that picture?
No, I've seen it, but I don't have a copy.
You've seen the picture?
Yeah.
And so because Rhonda, you're saying that because Rhonda has a compromising picture of Detective Jimmy Sargent, that Jimmy Sargent then muffs the investigation of your sister's death?
That's exactly what I'm saying, yep.
Well, there are cold case detectives. He's saying that...
There's an eyewitness. The prosecutor's office knows, I've told him. But you just can't really trust them because they're criminals.
I know that.
They are. They do worse shit than anybody. I'm not a saint, but...
I agree. I agree with you. You're not going to hear me argue with you there, brother. When there's no transparency, you get corruption. Corruption grows in the darkness of the mold. It grows with the bacteria. So now, Rhonda takes out a life insurance policy, and what is the cause of death of your sister's autopsy? How does it say she died?
Well, they labeled it as a suicide.
A suicide?
Yep.
With drugs?
With a shotgun.
With a shotgun?
Yep, 20 gauge.
A 20 gauge shotgun?
Yep.
Wow. So they say that she shot herself. I'm sorry to ask these hard questions.
No, that's okay.
I'm not. Forgive me, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I know this hurts you.
Oh no, I'll talk about it.
So, she shoots herself in the shotgun in the head?
No, Rhonda did it, and she did it when they were in that next room, and then tried to just, then she started screaming hysterical, acting like my sister shot herself. But there's too much evidence that proves otherwise, because you would have called an ambulance right away instead of leaving somebody sit there for that long and clean up the scene. It was just people. There was too many. There's an eyewitness that saw exactly what I'm telling you.
Where was your sister shot, though?
In the chest.
In the chest with a shotgun. How'd she do that? Is that where the bullet hole is? Is in the chest?
Yeah, 20 gauge shotgun.
That's
she lived it for she fought for hours, and then, she told my dad that, it said like her mom didn't mean to do it, just trying to, negate the situation, I guess. But my sister was gathering evidence to take her brothers away from Rhonda because she wanted them in a better environment. When Rhonda found out that my sister was gathering evidence against her to take her brothers and stuff away from her, she became enraged because she's a sick person. This is how sick Rhonda Adkins is. Right after this interview with Chili DeCastro about my sister's murder and my son's kidnapping in Ironton, Rhonda likes a picture of me and my son that I shared a year ago. I'm not surprised. Rhonda's done this my entire life. She used to contact my home and prank my parents, and she would scream and cry and say, "You killed my baby," when there's eyewitnesses who saw Rhonda murder my sister, Tonya Michelle Adkins. But they were interviewed right in front of the murderer. This is how Jimmy Sargent helped cover up the crime. And that's why she took out the insurance policy. She's a sick person. Phone records will show pictures of the crime scene. She made several calls before calling the ambulance. Shotgun in one
Who did she call?
Then there's not the next. Somebody off the record, her family and people in my family about it. And you can never get any straight answers out of it. And it's not a real hard case. Rhonda's she's a sick person.